Okay, I'm just going to try and hope that that was just some sort of poor excuse for a nonsense video. Because you realize the kind of trouble we'd all be in. I mean, half the time you can't even keep it straight. I keep making the point that they is not even grammatically correct. I mean, they doesn't even make any sense. I was trying to read a story about a they that got married, and it was like it was in the New York Times, by the way, and I couldn't even follow it, right? Because it didn't make any sense. Could they not have picked they, by the way? I don't know, like a whole new word or something. It's very, very confusing. The idea that somehow you think it might be okay to go and like sue people for this. What's the plan? Like you're going to fine them? You're going to put them in jail because they misgendered you? I don't think so.
Lock them up.
But this is part of this woke craze right now, which is taking over the country in a really, really nutty way. It's a totally nutty way. I mean, now apparently Dylan Mulvaney is who we need to consult for makeup advice. Check this out. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. That was the expression, right? That we used to hear for years on TV. But now it's maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's a man. I'm sorry, but this is nuts. All right. This is really, really nuts. Now, I will say, heck, if this darn makeup company can turn a man into looking like a woman, then, hey, maybe they got a reason for selling their stuff. But, it's just preposterous. Like that is just the reality of it. Again, maybe Maybelline is trying to like make themselves more hip. I don't know. I was talking actually to one of the team members on the show who's quite young, who just told me he had never heard of this stuff.
Preposterous.
But maybe that's because he doesn't wear makeup. Maybe it's because he's a he. Anyway, I've used Maybelline products actually for years. I use their eyeliner. I have it on today, but I think I may have to like revisit that whole Maybelline thing. By the way, where are women? Where are women on all this? I mean, the Nike sports bra thing I thought was pretty offensive. You see all the guys out there, they're like up in arms about the whole Bud Light thing. Bud Light's really getting hit hard. Sales just keep falling. And yet women don't seem to be too worked up about this. I don't really understand that because especially when you think about how this whole movement is trying to replace women, certainly on the athletic fields, right? You got a whole new record you got to beat in swimming these days or in a track race. But how are women really supposed to compete with that? I mean, again, women deserve access to all of these education scholarships. And if this thing continues, meaning that, everybody just is treated equally because everybody's a they, then you're not going to have the same opportunities for women. So I just say this as somebody who cares about women, who cares about young women, about girls. I want to make sure that they get access to all the opportunities that they should, and it shouldn't be taken away by a guy. I mean, think about the oxymoron. We played you the other day the clip from Leah Thomas saying that it was feminists that were transphobic. I mean, think about where we are in society right now, where somehow the feminists, which, by the way, the left used to embrace and kind of, if you ask me, corrupted the term of feminism. They said, feminism is great. And yet simultaneously, now Leah Thomas says it's the feminists that are bad because they're the ones that are transphobic. I mean, this logic is getting increasingly difficult to follow.